Slow it down. Exactly. Yeah, slow it down. Oh, that's almost full. Great. I'm going to charge this. I'm going to take a sip. I'm going to pack a safety. I'm going to see if this works because I'm pretty bummed. I had this shit working no problem yesterday. It's so weird. Da, 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 da. All right, give me a second. I gotta get to files. Hello, files. I'll try again. I'll try again. Okay, so I was on 2. Okay, let's try this guy. Yeah, I gotta get these guys. This is on my hard drive, so I'm not worried about it taking up space at all. But this thing has been just one tech error after another. Yeah, this should not be this big. I don't understand why. Like it's got a gold barrier around it now. It won't let me minimize. It's just very, very strange. All right, I'm gonna leave this on pause real quick. Let's see. Yeah. This thing, every time I have to fit it in there. Oh, I know why. I know why. Oh, no. Maybe that doesn't work, actually. That wouldn't be it. That happened with pictures. Yeah, maybe that's it. I have to reformat them inside OBS individually for each video in order to stay in the same frame. I think that's what happened. That didn't happen at all. Uh, Yesterday at all. I had. Oh shit! Nope. Don't go. All right, come back down. Come down. It's just. This is just a. Yeah, see, I can't get these guys in the right spot without losing something, and that's very, very upsetting. Because I have a lot to show, and I don't want to lose anything. Okay, that's one side. That's another. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think because I had to do the same thing, and I wind up saving them all the same size. But then I had to go into OBS and like make the sizes the same for the window in the properties. It's just it's weird. It would work only once for VLC, but for whatever reason, each video is changing the scope every time, every time. So I guess the same thing that applies to pictures applies to videos. But I didn't think about that because that's weird. Random question, if I may. What are your thoughts on the Souls game's whole alternative reality thing? As you know, it also goes into Elden Ring with the placing of signs. So, yes. Let's see if I can play this, and then I will touch on that in a second. Let me know at any time if you can't hear me or if it gets choppy or anything. Because this has been an adventure. All right, drinky poo. Perfect. All right. So, my thoughts. I love how it explains nothing and everything at the same time. So, for instance, let me grab this over here. Por favor. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, it didn't unpause for you guys. I'm sorry. It's playing on my end. Okay, hold on. That sucks. Or maybe it's the delay. I don't know. I paused it and unpaused it right now. Okay. I don't get why. If you guys can see it moving, great. If you can't, let me know. I am packing a safety. So the reason why I say it explains everything and nothing is because it makes sense to believe that there are other realms of existence. That's why we can see ghosts. There's still ghosts in the game, and they're. Oh yeah, it's working. Nice. It was just a delay. But so we can see ghosts. Some of them, apparently all of them, I'm not sure. See, it's weird because the ghosts in the game are like just sitting there chilling, waiting for you to talk to them. For anyone that will listen. And that's kind of the same here. Like if you believe in ghosts, if you believe that there are lingering energies and spirits that like, you know, try to convey messages, you know, and that whole thing, and that's a spiritual thing, it's in that realm, then it would be safe to say to have it, you know, incorporated in Elden Ring as, yeah, these are things that are giving clues, but every single ghost is like, I'm trying to finish a task and I died before I could. Now, we don't find them where they die. And the biggest clue for that, and I have the oh my god. Did I record that? No. Yes. Did I? Shit. I think I edited that. Oh fuck, I don't remember. I was able to find on my Red Knight character the random ghost in Mount Gelmir, Volcano Manor, that is the last Gelmir Knight, and that's the one that tried to kill Rykard, and whose body is burnt to a crisp down there, holding the freaking spear. So he's like, please help me kill him. And he's not just any ghost, because most of the ghosts are silent. They're like echoes you hear. There's no dialogue. But this guy talks to you. So does that mean like his burning desire is like, or is he newer? I don't know. And another part to jump into that is that Ronnie gives Rykard the blasphemous claw. And think about it now. It's a blasphemous claw. It looks like a fucking like a dragon claw. Or maybe a big cat or beast claw, you know? Snakes don't have claws unless they're dragons, right? Lizards? But she gives it to him with a little trace of death, and he is supposed to be the last line of defense against Malakath in case he comes a knocking. And this is prior to the Night of the Black Knives. Obviously, you can't give it to him if you yourself are being killed. So Ronnie understands that there are other realms. She understands from her teacher, the Snow Witch. She understands that there are different levels. There are different things. It's not just spirits stuck here. There's a whole fucking universe out there. I get that. And she gets that. Rykard, somehow along the way, you know, with his whole like, oh, maybe pagans aren't that bad kind of vibe. That's his sister. They talk, you know. But she had to have given that to him. Maybe she sent one of the Black Knife assassin Newmans, or maybe a Nox, to deliver it to him. We don't see any evidence of that out there. But if it's a delivery, there's only one. That's it. Did she know that he was going to be the serpent god? I wanted to kill them all. I don't know. It doesn't seem likely. It doesn't seem like he have given himself to the serpent quite yet. I feel like he gave himself over to the serpent once. One, he was ready. He thought he was ready. Two, he knew that there was nowhere left to turn after America shattered the Elden Ring. That was it. This was the time. This was the time to take the action. I'm going to get my rune and I'm going to fulfill my dream. Fuck everybody else's shit. This is my dream to be one with my God. I can't be a god. I'm not an Empyrean. Ronnie's an Empyrean. She's the cool one. She gets to be the Empyrean. But I can be one with my God. And fuck your God. Your God is our stepmom, aka our real mom. And dad. Yeah, you're my stepmom's my dad. Like that's the trippy shit right there, you know? But anyway, he's like, I'm going down this route. I'm gonna be one with my God. For real. Being one with God can't get any closer than you being eaten by that motherfucker. A tangible being that you can hold and talk to and touch, give things to, see what happens, take guidance from. An ancient, someone there before the Erdtree, before my stepmom. Word? There was a before that? Whoa. Well, I'm a youngin'. I don't know all this. Do tell. Please educate. And then you have, okay, I have a better understanding. All of this is a farce. Fuck all this. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to the way it was. We're going to go back. Get rid of the gods. Eat the gods. Get strong. Now I'll make the fucking decisions. And again, you know, that Igle and him eat the Elden Ring? Shit. It's over. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Just think about that for a second. Rykard and Igle as one being eat the Elden Ring. Maybe that's what happened to that guy in the DLC. He tried to swallow a piece of it. And it didn't work so well. You know, at least Rykard, he's like, I got my rune arm on me. Okay, now let's go. You know, eat me. And now they're even more powerful. He's using the power of his rune to become one with his God. He's sacrificing everything he knows to become one with what he believes is his. He chooses to worship them. He believes it. He understands. He's been shown whatever the fuck. And I'm on it. I'm on it. This is what y'all were practicing before, you know, my family kind of came in and fucked up shit. I mean, we know all about that from our own history. We don't have to even pretend. You know, people are like, oh shit, this is how the other side lives? Oh, I didn't know. I thought all you guys were stupid. Look at all the stuff you make. Look at this intricate shit. Man, you do this by hand? Holy fuck. We don't even have the talent. We don't have the talent. And then your mind is blown. The culture is like, holy shit, like this is... the serpent and the rainbow, like Python said. You know, Rykard came up there like Dr. Fuckface, and he left, changed, but he left. Rykard didn't leave, but he was stationed there. You know, he couldn't just run home and be like, "Mom, I can't do it, Dad. I can't do it. I can't do it." Nah. He had a job, and to appease the ruling house, which is faith based. Again, you know, he's like, "Oh, I've been assigned to go to Mount Gelmir and purge the pagans out. And we'll have another establishment for God-fearing faithful. I'm on it. Clear out the pagans, get rid of them." So you kill all these people, they're not brought back to the Erdtree, or maybe they are. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill them, even though they're not born from the Erdtree. I'm gonna put them in there, and give the Erdtree even more substance. I think it's dumb that only these people can feed the Erdtree. Now, if you try to explain it and go, well, you know, certain people, they're like toxins, and you don't want to feed that to your tree, that might make sense. But I'm killing a lot of motherfucking people, and it kind of seems like a waste. Maybe he was feeding his own minor Erdtree. I mean, it did burn down. It got burned down, right? Maybe that's what was happening out there. You see all those people strung up there? Like, almost like the image of the people being birthed from the Erdtree. Now they're being hung. They're slain and hung, or left to die there. And then, you know, you don't see any bodies buried, but there's bodies all over. What if they was just giving them blood? You don't know. You have no idea. All you know is that they were killing tons of undesirables. And they continue to do that, even though he doesn't see them as undesirable. He just sees them as sacrifices. That's a sacrifice. Yeah. And then you have your own people to deal with. Then you're inviting people from far and wide to come and take that. Why, you know, we haven't heard from Rykard in a while. Maybe he should call us over for dinner. Why don't you make that happen? Hey, so-and-so and so-and-so want an audience with you. Really? Maybe I can show them the new dungeon I just built. That kind of shit. That's what I'm thinking is going on over there. Like, he's getting into it. He's building himself an army. And then, like, but then you have, like, the Black Flame monks and the Godskins. What did he find out? What did he find out? What did he figure out that would merit his circles of blasphemous friends? He found something. You know, it's kind of like Dark Souls 1 where you go the lizard man and shit. That whole fucking island area, the area where you're just like, oh my God, there's beastmen. Everybody's a snake. You know, like, that's ancient time. And he's trying to bring that shit back, and he's making the people that used to be there come back. The snake men. He's experimenting, trying to hybrid different shit. He's got, dude, the Runestrewn Precipice, what we're looking at right now. That's where you find the Serpent God blade, the Serpent God curved sword. Like, these people, the Bat Ladies, chanting their shit. What the fuck? Worshipping down there. Ain't nobody bothering them. You don't see anybody tortured or... What's going on? Are they making beast people? Is that Rykard's plan to bring back the era of the beast on this end? What if he did have... Again, he wasn't born. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, what if he has ties to Mesmer? And I'm like, but... He may not even know about him. Because those kids are the middle kids, as it were. You know? You got the twins, Margit and Moog, and then Godwin, if it is Again, been believing this whole time that Godwin was her kid, but maybe not. And then you have the three, Ronnie, Rykard, and Radon. And then you have the twins again, Melania and Mikla. So you also have probably Melina and Mesmer as twins. And they're probably even before Margaret and Moog. Maybe they're after them. Maybe that was the second attempt. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe after that, it's like, okay. Because, it's interesting that when Margaret. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So it's interesting. When Margaret dies, his body. Not Margaret. God. Morgoth. When Morgoth dies, he's in a different form. He looks like a regular person. When Moog dies, he's gone. Like, he just... There is no reason for him to be there. I think Morgoth's reason to still hold form is for his father to hold him. Because then he disappears. Just like that fucking ghost in the Volcano Manor. Once you slay Rykard, he's gone. He'll never appear again. You did his you finished his joint. And like the candles in the woods, and that's why I have this pulled up over here. What? They're all over the Halleck tree, but they don't summon ghosts. Maybe you're the only one who can see that light too. Just like not everybody can see the Erd tree. In fact, I'm pretty sure only Tarnished can see the way it looks. Or maybe not. Maybe anyone who has faith can see it. Anyone who doesn't. It's an object of faith. So if you have faith, if you've been taught to worship the Erd tree and stuff, you're going to see the way it is. Based on faith. Or you're not. And the sunshine from the sun is going to hit you. The day-night cycle thing. Because for the longest time, I didn't think there was a fucking sun until I saw it way far. And it's always far. It's never closer. It's always out there. Just kind of chilling out in the background. Kind of waiting. Waiting to get closer. Like, it's almost as if we're stuck in a perpetual, like, end of fall, early winter cycle. And it's just stopped. Kind of like, Fair Missoula is like stuck. Like, we have a day-night cycle. The moons are still in play. And I love that there's two of them. That's important. All right, I'm going to catch up with chat while I do this. Sounds spicy. Onyx, I like the idea of the multiple realms. It just makes more sense, Ghost Torrent's in another realm, Melon is in another realm. These fucking guys teleport. They're going into Estelle teleports. Even the Revenants teleport. Like, there's a lot of teleporting. There are teleporters. You got to be jumping in between something. And if the lands between somethings, heaven, hell, is it purgatory? A lot of people have a different take on all that shit. But for me, they know of other lands that have disappeared or gone. Now, does that mean it's from the land of shadow? Or does that mean, we just got disconnected from them? Because of the fog. And again, in Demon Souls, the fog is like super fucking important. Because that's where the Eater of the Sins is. Sort of. Let's see. Plus, if it wasn't for Shaliir telling us about the placing of signs, alternate realities, things for Souls games wouldn't have been mysterious as they are still. Wait, what? Plus, if it wasn't for Shaliir telling us about the placing of signs, alternate realities, things for Souls games wouldn't have been mysterious as they still are. Okay, I got it. We must devour the gods together. Sounds spicy. Ever since the reveal of Mesmer, I do wonder how many children Radagon America really had. Well, right. I mean, again, we see the ghost, your unwanted child. What do you that ghost is looking at the walking mausoleum. The walking mausoleum is of soulless demigods. They're not gods. It's soulless demigods that are supposed to be in there. So again, the whole godskin thing, I don't think they were god slayers. I think if anything, they were potential god slayers. They were going to take out the demigods so that only one could rule. And this is how we were going to do it. We're going to use this and this and this because this is how we roll. I'm going to dress in the skin of your cousin and freak you the fuck out. Oh my god. Plus there is two mogs that. Oh, plus there is two mogs. Think that was an accident by From Software? No, not an accident. Why is it so spicy? It's so spicy. No, not an accident. It's there for a reason. You don't want to let everybody know that you have escaped. Just like how, Margit is the alter ego of Morgoth. And they, so they can both teleport. Even though Margit kind of doesn't do too much of that when you fight him. But he is the one that takes control, takes it upon himself to be the, of the lineage that he is, of the golden lineage, a direct descendant of the goddess, and say, I'm not going to let this shit fall apart. I don't give a fuck who doesn't like me. That's my mom's. You're going to give me some respect. And everybody knows him, the Omen King. They know him. Don't you think it's strange that there's an Omen King? That's his fucking title. It's in the boss fight. An Omen King. Geez, maybe that's why there are Omen walking around the lands between, especially Lindell, because we have an Omen King. No one has seen America. They don't know where Radagon is. Everything is the way it is. After the shattering, everything's gone. No one ever talks about Radagon in that aspect. They talk about America. So it doesn't matter that he's not there. They would just assume that either he's with her or he's been killed. Who cares? Nobody cares. They don't know that they're the same person. So who the fuck would give a shit? The kids, maybe. They got their own problems. They're all vying for power. And again, not all of them want it, but they have it. They claim their runes now that America broke the cycle and there's nothing that they can do about it, and now she's bounced. And nobody knows that she's inside the tree. The only one who knows is Radagon. So they had that whole shit go down inside the tree. I'ma bust this up. Boom, bow, boom. No, you're not. Bing, boom, bow. And then America's the winner. And the whole thing. So that means the Elden Beast shattered. Because the Elden Ring shattered. People think, oh, somebody came here before and stabbed him. They had a fight with him before. This has happened before. Okay, maybe. But remember the shattering part? A piece of this it's wounded beast. Everything we fight is already fucked up. It's hurt. It's been fucking whittled down to this thing, a shadow of its former self. It's not at 100%. There's a big gaping gash in its chest from probably when Marika broke its ass with her hammer. Enough to break pieces of reality. Basically, knock out big chunks of the ring. Trying to destroy the Elden beast, the greater will's influence, and all that shit so that the cycle could stop. Knowing she may fail, knowing that her kids may vie for power, but for her, anything is better than what's going on. There's no room for growth. How could I nurture my kids when they're just going to be fodder? They're going to fight amongst themselves or get into some other shit, and I'm going to have to kill my kids because they're going against the order that I established? Which further, my other half further established to make sure that I could never escape this existence, even if I wanted to. And once upon a time, I didn't. But now, fuck yeah, I do. That's the vibe that I get. Is like, so of course, after the she shatters the Elden Ring and she collapses, I'm sure the next time she wakes up, she's fucking strung up at the base of it going, I guess I didn't really think this through. You know, it's not like Radagon put her there. Who the fuck could put her there? The Elden Ring did it itself. It's inside her. It came out through her and embedded her inside the tree so that nothing could fuck with it. She couldn't fuck with it anymore. I don't believe she was strung up and then stabbed at the same time. I think that those two things happened separately. If it was Mesmer, I believe that if it was him, he showed up. He popped in to say hello and was like, oh, so this happened. Okay. Well, let's make sure this stays like this. I have my own kingdom to deal with. Thanks to you, Mom. Thanks for leaving me there and cutting me off from everything I know. But I'm going to go take my shit and skedaddle. But here's a present if he's the one. All right, let's see. I'm a soulless god. That's why I feed on the souls of the ones who hurt my children. That's right, Kodiak. True. Shadow of its former self, like all the factions of Warhammer 40k. Metal said she bought that. I can't wait to see her play it. Onyx, do you think Melina will be in the DLC or mostly Mikola and Mesmer? I definitely mostly Mikola and Mesmer. Melina, so here's another thing. I believe she will be there, and here's why. So this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about that I didn't get a chance to bring up, but here we go. Moxi Watts has a video, and I highly recommend watching it. And again, too, I'm gonna throw this bits of information in the chat so everybody can grab it before we sign off. But it's called like Elden Ring is Rome, and in that video, she shows us an image of Mesmer's symbol. And again, Ziostorm, I'm trying to think who else, Tarnished Archaeologist, Square Table Gaming, Videogames, of course, Game Plus, my god, Ratataskor, V-Limit, Zuli the Witch, Quaylag, and I just had somebody V-Limit. I'm going down the list. Ratatasker. Oh, Smog. I knew. I'm going through. I'm literally looking at the images next to their names, like in YouTube. Going through. All these amazing content creators that I am not. Oh, look. I have to resize my window again. Fantastic. Stand by. Come on. Oh my god. Why? This thing is driving me nuts. Okay, there we go. Got it. It's just it's driving me absolutely bananas. I can't wait to figure it. Stop it. I can't wait to stop it. I can't wait to figure it out. Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know how much we can see just yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm just trying to think real quick if I forgot anybody. There is a lot. Jake is a mimic. Agent Jake, Chase the Bro. There's a lot. There's a lot of content creators. I know I'm missing people that I actually watch on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I listed all the people I actually watch on YouTube for Elden Ring content. And especially lore. But Moxi Watts, that's why I was talking about this. Moxi Watts has a video called. Oh, okay, and I brought up the picture. Perfect. I want to make sure my picture I brought up is still there. Called Elden Ring is Rome, and in it she has an image of the symbol that Mesmer has on his cape, throw, whatever it's called. Whatever that Roman throw is called. And it's also on the, collector's edition box set, the sigil. Oh, I need a drink. Oh man, let me see something. Like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. Because I'm like, I don't know if you guys can see the health bar in this shot yet, but nothing's happening. It's about to happen. I'm pretty sure there's this nasty invasion that happens here. So, there's a good one, but then there's this asshole that we random. He's kind of try to lead us into an ambush with the Perfumer's Grotto, I believe, from here. But we wind up getting him in the end. He ran out of shit, and I was just like, okay, it's time. But so she shows the symbol, and we all know it. We've all seen it, the circle now, with the crown, and then the two symbols, the Ouroboros and the round knot. Now, I didn't catch this. This was actually caught by someone, if not Ziostorm himself. I think he mentioned that someone had mentioned it in the comments or a DM or possibly in a Reddit. But the fringe on Mesmer's cape, throw, whatever the fuck, we'll call it a sorry, is the same as the red drapery fringe in Volcano Manor. So that was it right there. And again, in the trailer, you see the spirally columns. Of course, they match Volcano Manor. We know it already. It's fine. You don't need any more from that, right? But when I first saw that symbol, and then I saw it up closer when people started blowing it out and looking at it, I'm like, that looks like two crowns. Split down the middle with the, almost like the, I'm blanking on the actual name. ibis something. But like the medical symbol with the two snakes. But this end, it's a spike down, like it is like that downward spear. With the two snakes, the snake wrap, and then you have the flame, and then you have the circular interwoven, the double circle basically what the round table has on it. Even so much as the fucking the map symbol. Like that's the other thing about the map. The map, all this language is being translated to Kaled, this, that, in English, but you have it all written down, and the little ribbons that designate the different lands, they are written in that language, and then there's the English on top of it. When you're over it and you're like, oh, okay, that's this, that's that. So that's why having the map pieces is important. Like, oh, I know what this place is called now. Yes. Two crowns. And again, the symbol on the map for the round table hold is the table with the round interlaced play, the realm, her realm. Her realm. If Melina is the twin of Mesmer, that's her symbol, that's her realm. She runs that shit. Right? So I remember, and again, it's a circle with a little circle in the bottom, and the spear is covering the symbol, right? And that's Mesmer's symbol. So there's two crowns, twin crowns, twin princes. Both of them rulers. Melina said, my mother in the Erd Tree. So are you like just getting flashbacks? Are you like finding little notes? How are you getting all this information? Are you on a path in the land of shadow at the same time that you're with us? Because Miyazaki said in his interview, it's an interplay. It's there. It doesn't affect any of the endings. It doesn't add a new ending. It's a part of the story that you're already exposed to. It's just filling in more of the holes, the gaps, the mysteries. So, yeah, that's totally plausible. Especially if he went that so far as to say, hey, just FYI, we're not adding anything new. This is all a part of the story, and it doesn't change the endings of the game. It doesn't change. It just gives you more of an understanding, and you get, the new stuff, the new monsters, the bosses, the new weapons, all the stuff. It's the pitch. But that fucking pitch is very important to find out, oh shit, this is where America came from. So what's to say that that's not where Melina is the whole time? When she zips back to us, she's at her little fire or her Mikola room little things that we're going to be saving at. Not save, like resting at, whatever. Following his footsteps. We followed Grace all over the fucking lands between, and only the Tarnished can see it. And you don't hear no Tarnished saying, oh, sit at that fire right there. Ain't nobody can see that shit but you. That's yours. But other Tarnished can see it. The Tarnished that can see Grace can see it. That's got that light, that have been summoned and called back to the lands between. They can see it. So with Melina, if it's true, going back, and every time we leave, she's going, and either maybe she's talking with Mikola, maybe she's talking to other Tarnished there. Maybe, in talking with Mikola, he's like, yep, send them this way now. Take them that way. Or all these places that you can talk to her at. You get to certain parts where you're able to speak to her again. Before you get there, technically, you're not ready. So, that being said, the biggest clue for me that points me into the direction that Melina is the twin of Mesmer. She is a part of the ruling house in the land of shadow. It's not so much the teleporting back and forth, coming and going as she pleases, because she got it like that because she's a fucking boss, right? But the symbol that he's been sporting on that collector's box, the little circle at the bottom, is what I'm focusing on now. The first thing we see of Melina before we see her face is her brooch. Next time you go look at her brooch. It's a almost closed circle with some ringage, a little 3-ring circus on the left, right? And it's got the curve back, so the circle doesn't close. That looks surprisingly like a rune. Not only that, it also looks like the bottom part of Mesmer's sigil. The reason why you can't see the rest of it is because it's blocked by the spear and the serpent, with the serpent coil around it. So I thought, oh shit, because Moxi Watts manipulated the image to bring it together, and in her video she's trying to show you how it looks like a rune, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But what I saw was the fact that looks exactly like her brooch. It's just being hidden by this spear. Now, again, that spear is going to go back to those statues of Saint Trina, possibly? Question mark? With the spear coming down. And that spear, supposedly is supposed to represent an unalloyed needle piercing down to get rid of the death root, the influence of the god, as it were, to keep the influence of an outer god at bay or eliminate it completely. The small needle does it on an individual, Millicent, Melania, and Melania left that shit. She was like, I'm good. I need my strength. I need my strength. But Millicent is like, whoa, I'm a whole new person. Let's go. And then she does the same thing. She's like, no, I'm removing this needle. I want to go out my way. If it's going to take me, let it fucking take me. At least I'm not going to be stuck with these people coming back round and round again. I'll be out of the cycle. I'll be done. I'll be rest. I'll be at peace. And I love Millicent Square. Like, I love her whole, and she's very reminiscent of Melina. She doesn't remember all that much. She's trying to work it out. She's been under the influence of this thing, so it's fucked up her head. And now that she's got that needle, once we give it to her, and she's like, yo, I'm standing up. I'm good. Thank you for the prosthetic. I'm ready to throw down. Let's go play some cards. But then she decides, all right, I'm not going to be used by anybody. And now I'm quick with it that I'm going to bud and do some serious damage. The end of this road leads with me becoming like possibly the new goddess of Ra. I don't want to do that, you know. And knowing Melania's history, she's like, that's not for me. That's not the path. She made a choice. Very few people in this game are able to make a choice. They're not there. There's no way. Oh my god, I love the statues of Rosas, and I love the whole idea that Rosas is a fabrication of the Golden Order, so that people will go to the catacombs and be like, "Yep, send your dead there, and we're gonna put them right into the tree." I love that shit. It's so good. Rosas looks like this, like, elongated, snaky, dude, but like everyone knows, like, oh, that's they point the way to the dead. Okay. So, and every one of these fuckers has the roots, so it's gonna go back right into it and keep the cycle going. But yeah, so that bottom, I think Mesmer, Mikola, and Melina are all connected. Especially since Mikola is the one that's gonna be leading us through as we followed Grace. Now, Grace, who's in charge of that? It looks like America was. That fucking image, and Tarnished Archaeologist again brings it up, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so. When I got the book, I was like, let me look at this more closely. The scene where you see the big statue of America, and again, it's not the crucified one; it's the other one, the one where she's just like, hey yo, with her hands lower and out, like about to give a hug. Come in here for this, get some, right? It's there. It's a huge one. It's up high. And over that shoulder, you see someone proceeding over a bunch of bodies. There's a whole room of fucking dead people and candles. And Tarnished Archaeologist just brings up a good point that it's like, oh, anytime you burn incense, it goes up. This incense is going down as if it's sending the dead away. Now, is that an old practice? Or is this somewhere else that also worships America and knows that, oh, this was a tarnish. They need to be sent. These are all tarnish. The tarnish are sent here when they're dead to be sent back. Now, again, in the lands between, we don't have to worry about that ceremony because we just come back. Last Stake America, again, that Stake America is that statue in that shot. So anywhere there's that stake, you come back, or a Grace. So that's her. That tells you she's the one that's running that show. Is it the two fingers? What's the two fingers influence? Are they the Grace and America's the America statue? Is she both? Are they both? Doesn't seem that way. I think America is the one that's got the whole shit unlocked because the fucking the Elden Ring is inside her. It's her. That's her shit. The guidance of Grace. Now, if, like the trailer says, Mikola divested himself of his flesh and his power and his grace. But really, his power? I don't think it's the power. I think he's utilizing the all things gold is what it says. So maybe being without a body. You think that would stop Mikola being the most powerful Empyrean from being influential? I mean, the story trailer alone, all them people there ready to go do some shit or start a barbecue, all because of him. So again, it's like, what do you make of that? If she's here, her influence is in the lands between because that's what she chose. He chose to go the other route and go back. Now, check it out. What if Mikola's already the god of the land of shadow. If he's an Empyrean, but he don't have the Elden Ring, how else do you ascend to godhood? Mikla's always been trying to find another path that didn't involve confrontation and all this shit. Even though people are like, well, he can control you, so he's kind of the most dangerous motherfucker out there. Yeah, I get it. But I don't see him as implementing without either just cause or, a good reason, or, again, he's going to do what he needs to do to accomplish his goals, right? And if he's a god, his goals really trump your goals. You ain't a god. So let's put that to the... Oh, shit. Let's put that aside and focus on my shit. And then maybe I can help you with your stuff. Just maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But the three of them are connected, because now we're going to be running around there. And if Mesmer is Melena's twin, then it makes so much more sense for her to not have a spot. I mean, again, look at it this way. Mesmer's chilling. Melina doesn't have a body. She's burned. If we're going to go that route and think, oh, yeah, they tried to do this before with Mesmer and he got back. Why didn't she just kill him? Can she not kill her kids? I don't, you know what I mean? You go against my will, you die, right? I don't know why he lives, aside from the fact that she said, listen, you got to run this place. So what if she just put Mesmer in charge? That's his charge. Everybody has a charge. Even her stepkids, who are not her stepkids, they have a charge. Now, Radon, he's the protector, right? Let's break it down. Radon's the protector. Morgan and Margaret, they're supposed to be, and Morgan, Morgoth are supposed to be away. Nobody sees them. She could have killed them. Why keep all these resources down there with them? Are they your last line of defense? In case the other plan didn't go, you got an Omen King on the throne. I don't think she really wanted to implement all that nonsense, but maybe she didn't have a choice. Maybe it had to go down that way. It doesn't make sense. I'm a ruler. You didn't come out the way I wanted. It's okay. It's better this way. Okay? But no, she kept them. And Moog is the one with a cell. But we were told, right, that they were both sent in the Lindell sewers. And then there's Godwin. And again, there's speculation whether that's really her kid or not. Maybe that was another plan. Well, let me get this rapscallion up in here, and then it'll be nice. It'll be nice, That way I have a contingency plan. There's a lot of variables there. But if we take the 3 kids, they ain't got no ailments, and only one of them was an Empyrean. Again, Radon, he's the strong protector. Protect this. We must protect this house. Okay. Rykard, he's an enforcer. He goes out and does the things. He don't stay there. He's going to make sure this shit don't even get over here. I'll report back. I'll let you know what's going on. And Ronnie is being groomed to be the next ruler by her dad and her stepmom. Everything's pretty cool, right? Everything's nice. I got some more kids. I have some promising prospects. And then something happened. And it doesn't mean that she wasn't a part of the Night of the Black Knives. A lot of people speculate that she was. But if she was, then I have a strong suspicion that Godwin is not her kid. That's where I'm leaning to. I think that speculation is correct. I think we're going to find out that Godwin was a dragon, not one of her kids. We're just led to believe that, like everybody else, in case shit got fucked up. We weren't going to lose the last of the dragons. You know what I mean? I think that it would be promising to have an Empyrean with a dragon who is eternal and a kid that's half eternal. You got somebody that's fucking ultra eternal. Like, you can't, that you don't have nothing to worry about there. Ultra powerful. You don't have nothing to worry about. So, there's that. And then, what happened? She says, all right, I figure it's only a matter of time before the shit hits the fan and I got to change things again to accommodate. So she sends her the noble loyals, the loyalist of them all away. Now, where did she send them? The Badlands. Now, where's the Badlands? It's not the Forbidden Lands. That's not the Long March. Because that takes hours. The Long March is days. Right? I would say. There's videos of people mapping out the marches, like how Finlay took millennia and how that would work, how long it was, and in real time, real walking time, especially dragging somebody else with you. It takes hours to do that walk. It's possible, but it takes a long time just on foot. And if they're marching and they're marching for days, where the hell are they going? What if the transition took time? What if they did go to the land of shadow? They were banished and run out of the lands between. You're not welcome here, Tarnished. Get out. How would anybody even know that they weren't welcome? Did she have to make a decree? All Tarnished are unfaithful. Anybody see a Tarnished? Get them. She sound the fucking faith alarm. How did that come about? I always felt like he just left gracefully. He was like, all right, you're my queen. We're leaving. It sucks. We worked real hard. But maybe he wasn't cut out for it. Making him be someone he's not. Maybe she did him a solid. He didn't seem to be too pissed off about it. He did his job. And he gave her 2 kids. It's not his fault she don't want him. Or maybe she does. She's got to keep them safe because they turned out to be the same thing that they said wasn't cool. So we're not immune to the uncoolness. See, because if Omen misbegot, if there was no problem with them there, and people just had a problem with death, then we'd have a whole different game. But that's not the story. Everybody who isn't a fucking golden order or whatever is considered impure, not worthy of the guidance of grace or the light of the tree or a blessing or anything. You're just a piece of shit. You're going to hell. You need God, you're going to hell. You better go to church, you're going to hell. You know, that's the vibe. It's like, oh no. And then people who were scared and oh shit, this is the way? What do I have to do to get saved? Well, you look okay and you're the right stature, so sure, we'll baptize you. And now you'll be blessed with the sacred dew sap from the Erd tree, and you will now be a part of the Erd tree. And what's the common theme about that? You know, here, you know, somebody gets baptized, you dump them in water. I think they eat the sap. It's not just absorbed into their skin. I think they ingest it. There's this whole theme about consuming, ingesting, bringing it into you to receive. Same thing. You know, Catholics, you go to Catholic church, you have the body of Christ, the Eucharist, and the blood of Christ in the wine. You're getting closer to the one you worship. You have to eat them. You're eating. Your Savior told you to eat him. Doesn't that sound weird, right? Doesn't that sound like, you know, it? But what if it's the fruit of the tree? Maybe the sap wasn't even used. Maybe this tree bore fruit. And back there, it's like, oh, it's fruit. Yeah, you eat this fruit, though. You're one of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. And now you're baptized. Now you can take this little talisman here, and you're one of us, and we'll find you a spot. Now you're going to go spread the word. See, at first I thought there's certain characters that were supposed to be doing that because they talk about missionaries. And I thought that the confessors were in that line until I realized, oh my God, they're assassins. And then the prophets, oh, they're talking about the beast, the Elden Ring, how it, no, they're being chastised because they saw the tree on fire. Maybe that's why. Because they can see the tree on fire. They can see the tree burned. And for them, it's like, it's coming. It's like taking off and on 3D glasses. Maybe that's why they cover their eyes. They don't want to see it. Nobody else. Everybody thinks they're crazy. I see it, you know. But when you cover your eyes, it's gone. And 3D glasses, you can see. Ooh. You take them off, it's gone. Maybe that's it. It makes sense. From a certain point of view, it's like, well, if it's already been fucked up and the rest is up to illusion, the faith is so strong, we could not possibly show them otherwise unless we do something that breaks the faith. That would be circumventing the establishment and bringing life into death as well. And I think that's the real goal. The real goal of the Night of the Black Knives, even though Ronnie had her own goals, I'm pretty sure Americans say, oh, funny, you should want to be out of your responsibilities. I want that too. So here's what I've been working on. No. Ronnie did her own shit. Whether America was part of that or not, I don't believe so. But, or if she knew, maybe Ronnie didn't know that she knew. Maybe Ronnie thought she was being clever, which is why she's so remorseful and regretful towards the end there. And she's like, I want to undo all the things that was done. Yeah, all the things. Because you took it upon yourself to do that part. America had a plan. It's like, all right, you want to help me out? You're my daughter, you're Empyrean, you don't want the fate I'm stuck in? You don't want to have to kill your moms? I can't just leave, I'm stuck. You have to rip this from me and I'm going to crumble into 1,000 fucking pieces. That's hard. You guys watch that show? What? Oh my god! What was it on Disney? The one that's Oh my god! It's narrated by Angela Bassett. It is so good. I think it's called Mothers. But it's all these. Each episode covers 2 different species, and it's all about the like the roles, the matriarchies, like how it's run by moms, women's, aunts, uncles. Like the guys, they do their part, but like the women are the ones that run the shit. She's running the shit, and she knows that she's gonna birth an Empyrean, and they're going to take her spot. They're gonna fill in one of those gaping holes she left when she took over. The outer gods. They're going to get into her kids, and she's going to have to either fight them to keep the establishment, or they're going to have to fight harder to take this Elden Ring. Either way, she's toast. She's going to croak. So to circumvent that, why don't we introduce it another way? I can't release the Rune of Death. Malekith has that, and he's charged with keeping it. And all the champions and all the demigods, everybody knew it was a god-killing weapon. It kills gods. Destined Death is the Rune of Death. That's the one that should have got you. It's gonna find you. It's gonna get you, And then, so Malekith, she gave it to him. Here, I need you to keep this safe. She's removed it from the Elden Ring. Maybe that's that big gash. The first time she said, yoink, I'm gonna take this. So that big gash, oh wow. But now no one can die or be born. How does that work? Is that the transition? It seems to be. But she goes ahead and says, okay, so listen, this is what you got to do, Rennie. You're going to have to go talk to my half-brother, or go get access to that sword and take a piece of it. And then you're going to have to do a ritual to get these blades looking all funkified. And then you got to go out and kill your siblings. Siblings. Seems to be, right? Or maybe the demigods had kids. That would give me incentive to fight. What if she not only iced Godwin, but she iced Radahn's kids? Maybe I don't know. Rykard, he's got kids, but they over there, and that's after the serpent thing. I don't know if he made them before. They very much look like serpent. But maybe he had kids. I don't know. Morgoth and Morg didn't have kids. They were too busy being captured down in the Slindell sewers. You see what I mean? Where did the other demigods come from? Either the kids of the triples of Renala's line, or Marika had other kids. That's the only it says it in the fucking game. Every demigod is a direct descendant of America. And weirdly enough, right? The accepted excuse is that, oh, well, Radon and Rykard and Ronnie are demigods because they're stepkids. You don't become a demigod because your dad leaves your mom and goes and fucks a god. That's not how that works. Nowhere does it work that way. Something happened. And because they don't know that America is Radagon, they just accept that they are under the protection of America because she's the goddess. So they have been blessed. They're endowed with powers. Like, no. I am pretty fucking sure that don't happen. And they don't have their own runes. All of those runes are in the Elden Ring. We don't even know what the Elden Ring looked like before it shattered. We know what it looked like before it shattered. There are so many different variations of it because not only different sects, like different sects of the religiousness, you have different worshiper levels, you got the zealots, and then you got the people like, I'm gonna go to church once a month, right? But it don't matter how much you go to church. If you paid for a plot, if you paid for your place to be buried at the Earth Tree, you won't get it unless you do something bad. So that aspect right there is what gets me thinking, like, what the hell was going on? There's a lot of time between things. There was a long battle to gain control of the lands between. A long one. And at the end of that, that's when she was like, look, you need to bounce. And then a long time, maybe not as long as the Crucible and all those battles, but a long time passed, enough for Radagon to marry Renala, establish that whole bridge, have everything smooth. America just wanted everything smooth. She wanted everything chill and to rectify it. And every time she tries to fix something, something else gets fucked up because there's no balance. And then the icing on the cake. The fucking cherry on top. Fine. Now, we're going to ice these demigods. I think, again, we don't have consistent timelines. Because, again, now Radagon at this point is with Marika. Right? He left Renala. He left his kids. They're probably all grown. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be a god's consort, guys. What do you think of that? What do you think about your old man? Moving up in the world. And devastate Renala. Leave her with the rune of the unborn. Again, how do you have that? And breaks her so badly that they just keep her up there. They're like, listen, you can't be the face of fucking Ryla Lucaria. I'm sorry. If you snap out of it, come downstairs, we'll talk. And then Radagon goes back home. He leaves what is it? The manor, the estate, the moonlight altar grounds, all that shit. Manicelis and all that stuff. He leaves home And or maybe that's not his. Maybe they are at Ryla. I don't know if they were. It's kind of weird just living at a school. But I mean, they did it in Harry Potter for most of the year, and they do it in Terry Pratchett's Discworld. So yeah, it's fine. But like wherever he was, he bounced, left her there, and then went back to quote unquote America. And then in his search to complete himself, does all this with Renala, has Ronnie, goes back, and now everything's secure. It's okay. We're good. Everybody's grown. I need you back here. We got to do some stuff. And now the rebus happens. All right. Let's do this. Let's create the the quiz-ass motherfucking Satarak. Let's go. We're going to reformulate. It's never made clear whether she's trying to complete herself, move things around. She has the Elden Ring inside her, So maybe creating the rebus with the power of the Elden Ring was how it all came about. But it was twins. It wasn't just one kid. It was two kids with the unbalanced scales of both. An outer god is influencing my baby. Because there's a gaping hole where I left that. Oops, I forgot. Kind of like I forgot to change the header for the stream. Oops. And then there's one that's really tiny. And he's gonna grow up and only get a certain stature and age and stop. He's got stagnant. He's stuck. He's stagnant. Think about it. He's stagnant. He can't grow. Rot flourishes in stagnant waters, in stagnation. She's his blade. I strongly believe, and so does he, if he can figure out how to be better, he can get that shit permanently out of her, out of everywhere in his home. All the lands between, get rid of it. We don't need it. Fix Caelid, bring it back to what it used to be. Perfect. No problem. But he can't, not in his form. And he realizes this later. He's like, oh, well, I may have run into a snag. All right, let's see. Catching up with Echo. Thank you for the raid. I was on a tangent. Let me see. Whoa. I missed a lot. Okay. Chaos. Seriously, a lot of people forget I'm a chaos god of bears. You are, Kodiak. I literally live in a realm of the deep warp. Me and Chase the Bro are very well acquainted. Awesome. Same with Lost My Sanity. Awesome. There we go. That's another one. I noticed that too. I do still wonder how Caelid looked before Melania and Radon's big battle. As you know, her explosion is what caused Caelid to become what it looks like now. Right. It also looks like the sky may have just been that way all the time. Because in the DLC trailer, you can still see that sky. And I'm like, wait. Why is the sky always red there no matter what? Like, you don't even know when it's nighttime. There's parts of the land that are just broken. The fucking sky don't work. All this shit don't work. True, Miyazaki did say that. I always felt bad for that Melina was burnt. I've seen it. It is interesting. I don't know shit about this, but I'm still invested in it. Thank you so much, Kodiak. Captain speculation is interesting. I am immersed in it as I know a lot of the lore with Elden Ring. Also, Captain, did you notice that Melina and Paulina, one of Millicent's sisters, used the blade of calling? Yes, which is a gold version of the black knife. Right. So that is another thing. I had that fight where I sided with Millicent, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? What is this blade? It's dope." And I didn't have the blade of calling. I don't think I picked it up yet. I think I got that later. And I, checked it out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is what the black knife was before all that death shit, And again, it looks like death root. It just spreads out. It's trying to find its place, and grab the fucking suck the life out. Gonna run out real quick, but I'll be back. All right, Echo. A horn. Yeah, so sorry, you guys. They're not active on this laptop. The redeems. Someone has to teach me how to give people back their points. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much, Onyx. Is this a rerun? No, it isn't, Jimmy Cleaver. Yep, we doing a podcast. She is live. She is doing a podcast. And in deep thought, someone snap their fingers to snap her out of it. Kidding. All right, violent scare. Not today, Echo. Oh, thank God, my chat works again. Yo. Yes, you were. Yes. Yeah, I can't see chat because my mic is very far. Oh my God, here we go with the bullshit, guys. Bear with me. Fucking VLC is going ape shit today. I don't know what's happening. Oh my God, this fucking... It just keeps making the window so big. It's like every time a video... Stop it. Every time a video plays, the whole aspect ratio changes in here, and it's maddening. I cannot stress enough how fucking annoying this is. I can't stand it. It's still bad. There we go. I didn't have it over enough because of course I didn't. I'm not supposed to have to do this every time I switch a fucking every time the playlist jumps to a new video. It should not be happening. Okay, let's see. By the way, video is crooked. Yep, thank you, Onyx. This stuff has almond. This stuff has almost as much lore as 40k. Yeah. The only streamer I know worse than me on reading chat is you. No, you're worse. You're the terrible one. I'll say something and it'll be like an hour before you see that and be like, oh yeah. Meanwhile, I'm not even there. I'm not there anymore. Big. I see a lot of parallels between 40k and Elden Ring. See, I don't know a lot about it, so I'm really excited that Metal's going to start playing it. I know Warhammer, that's it. And I just painted the miniatures. I didn't care about playing. I still have miniatures that I bought years ago. Mint condition. Haven't even opened the box. I'm sure all the paint I have is dry. I even bought new paint, and I'm sure that's dry. I don't get to play with them. I don't get to paint them anymore. I don't have a fucking big ass magnifying glass like I used to have in Brooklyn. I had it mounted to my table, and I just sit there and fucking. Some of them they were pewter, so you had to put the pegs in the arms, and like I bought the little peg maker to do it and push them in there. Like I was in it, man. I had so much fun just sitting there painting them and figure out different color schemes. I love it. It's great. It is great. All right, a sip, and we're packing a safety, folks, because I'm going to have to wrap it up in, like, probably half an hour. I got a few things that I need to put out there. First and foremost, thank you, everybody, so much for coming out and spending your Sunday on and off with me. I've been literally in this room since 6 a.m. and it is now 8:56. Oh, look. Stream is having a hard time handling things. Big surprise. Big one. Uh but thank you. It's I mean it. I didn't know how many people were coming out. I know this flyer, Miss Metal's awesome flyer, by the way, was plastered everywhere, and people have been bebopping in all day, returning, having their day out, and then coming back to see where we're at. Despite all the fucked up stream problems we had, especially in the beginning, I'm happy that we all got to hang out and speculate on the things. Now, before I go into the next segment, I would like to give big shout outs to CthulhuSeeker. They're fucking amazing 80s synth remixes of the Elden Ring music and other music too. They do Bloodborne, they have Dark Souls. It's incredible. And I didn't know until yesterday that they remixed the trailer song, and it is fucking amazing. Oh my god, it's so good. So definitely, if you haven't, just look up CthulhuSeeker or Radagon 80 Synth and you'll find it. The Radagon one is my favorite. My second favorite is the new one from the Shadow of the Erdtree trailer, not the story trailer, the first trailer. It's phenomenal. It's my favorite. Like, I play that shit in the morning, get pumped up, ready to go. I gotta go drive. I need a song. And it's just banging in my ears. A lot of good places for lore. Tarnished Archaeologist, Moxi Watts, is amazing. Both of them are my up theirs. They are my top two that I go to, and then Gamer Plus just blows it out of the water, And I listen to Smoke a lot, especially when I need to like drown out everything and just be like, I wonder if he touches on this. I had this random thought. Let me go plug in YouTube. Let's go find it. See. Square Table Gaming. Great lore dives. The artwork. Love the artwork on that channel. Vadi Video, of course. Epic videos. Commissioning other amazing people to work on them as well is always amazing. I also get a big shout out to Matthew Shezmen. Great content creator, great Souls player, Elden Ring player. Did his challenges, watched a lot of those, watched him make his animations. If you haven't seen them on YouTube, they're fantastic. The parodies, the Dark Souls parodies, the Elden Ring parodies are great. Carbot Animations got me through a lot of stress. You want to watch some hilarious but close to home Elden Ring parodies. And it's accounts, it's not even a parody. It's like, oh, this is my, like they have this video. My favorite video, I actually have their t-shirts. I got their plushies. I am obsessed with Carbot Animations. There's a video, my favorite video that they've done is the one with Rykard. Rykard's episode is by far one of the best. Moog's is also amazing. That one is killer. The Madness one is great. They're all really good, but the fucking the episode with Rykard is great. It's got like, it's all about together we will devour, and you keep going back into that room, and the different ways you die, whatever, and you finally do it, and you're like, yay, I did it, because it's so funny, like the little cartoon, I think, yeah, it's the girl prisoner with the mace. Comes in, sees the dead body with the weapon. Use this weapon. Fucking throws it behind her. Starts walking. He walks into the lava. Boom. Ooh. Ah. Ow. Gets squashed by Rykard. Together. You know, keeps coming back. What the fuck? Summons someone. Dies in the first 2 seconds. That person throws down their weapons and leaves. It's fucking hilarious. You know, and it finally happens. Yay, I did it. And then Tannis like, oh, I'm bringing up the chair with a plate and a knife and fork. And then he knocks her off the chair and then fucking Giga Chad Crucible Knight comes in and it ends. It's so funny. They also do that. They are the ones that do the take on Elden Ring song based on, you know, Aha's Take on Me. It's very good. Highly recommend. Going down the list here. You know, we have Smoketown, we have Jake is a Mimic, you know, we have Chaser, but we always have the Tarnished one is also another good one. Who is the one? I'm blanking on this name now because it's not fresh in my brain. Who is the one that I was watching? Yeah, Tarnished one is really oh, the Golden Order, Tarnished one. Someone Goldmask, someone. I'm blanking on the name. It'll come to me later. And if not, all of this is going to be available in the Discord when I make my thank yous and shout outs post. There is, again, just a plethora, you know, Gamer Plus, just a plethora of lore divers and content creators. Zuli the Wish, Quaylegs. I love Quaylegs. You know, the shadow box videos where you get to see all this stuff broken up, you know, and like you just get to sit there and discuss and think and brainstorm and speculate, and then you hear something. You hear someone say something like, "Oh, you know, I think this kind of looks like this," and all of a sudden your brain is going 5 miles an hour. Here we go. We got a change in video. I can't believe it. I'm going to have to sit down with the professionals and say, hey, why is this happening? That's so weird. Yep. Okay. Let's see what happens. This is going to fuck everything up. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Will it remember where it was before? Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell until I find a oh, yep, that's fucked. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. This thing is messing up my shout outs. Damn you, technology. All right, that should take care of this side. Now I just gotta wait for. No. Let me see. You know what? It's the angle too of the praying, so I gotta wait. I gotta wait till stuff starts happening to see if I'm in the right zone. Probably could bring it down a smidget. Nah, you know what? That looks pretty good. But all these creators, anyone who has been passionate about expressing their thoughts and feelings on this. I mean, when I was younger, I would find whoever I could talk to about the Legacy of Kain series because it was amazing. It was the most amazing video game series I ever played, and it wasn't the gameplay that was amazing for me. The gameplay is like, okay, we're yep, hit slash bang poof pow, you know. You know, do the thing, swing the sword, use your shield, get some armor. But it's the lore, the story that it tells you, and how it conveys that message, how it conveys the thing. Again, I brought this up earlier. Legacy of Kain deals with an outer god, an elder god. Sorry, voiced by Tony J, the legendary Tony J. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He is amazing. He's like in every cartoon you've ever been. He's actually in some live action stuff too, back in the day. But Legacy of Kain it deals with what happens when your faith is tested. And it doesn't seem that way at the start, you know? You're not seeing that, like, that message clearly. But there's an elder god, as he's referred to. And you don't know what the elder god is. You just hear this booming voice. The weird thing is that you hear this booming voice in the very first game, and then you never hear it again. No. Yes. Yeah. You hear it once, and it tells you to go to the Pillars of Nosgoth, and your answers are there. That game fucking fucked me up. Like, just the scope of what they were trying to do. Now, if you guys don't know anything about this game, it was written by Amy Hemming, the same person that wrote Tomb Raider. And with Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, and Legacy of Kain series, you're introduced to a noble named Kain. And it all takes place in the lands of Nosgoth. And everybody knows the rules in Nosgoth, right? They're the Pillars of Nosgoth. They are there to establish the balance of the land. And there are 9 of them. There's even a balance pillar. There's a pillar of the mind, the pillar of time, the pillar of dimension, the pillar of whatever the fuck states, all kinds of shit. I always forget all of them. But there's the one of imbalance, and that's the pillar of balance is in the middle, and it separates the other 4. Sort of, kind of, not really. And then, like, there you go. And they're just there. They're in the middle of a fucking field with a little raised platform where the 2 different sets of stairs, and you can go over there and go, oh, look at these pillars. Now, when you see them, they're all fucking fucked up. They're gray. They're all fucked up. So you realize that you're 30 years old, you've returned home, and you basically get assassinated. The tavern owner refuses to serve you a drink, and then you go outside and you're basically ganked. And you wake up in the underworld, and the necromancer Mortanius gives you a choice. He's like, oh, do you want revenge? I can offer it for you. All you got to do is be a vampire. And he doesn't know that. He goes, yeah, I want fucking revenge. Those assholes. I just got back home, man. I haven't even seen my parents. And again, this is a young noble, doesn't really have any cares. He traveled the lands to experience everything that his money can buy him. And he comes back and gets killed. So yeah, he's pissed. So he wakes up in his crypt, and he realizes he's a vampire. And he has to go through the game righting the wrongs that occurred that have nothing to do with him except for who he is at birth. He was born into some shit he knew nothing about because there were no people to tell him about it. Okay? So now he's a vampire. And he's got to go fix things. So the pillars are all gray, and that voice is like, telling him to go over there. And then there's this specter, a spirit, stuck in between living and death. She can't move on until the things are set right. Sound familiar? Okay. She sends you on missions, quests. Well, what had happened was that I was killed. And my husband is the guardian of the Pillar of Mine, Nupraptor. And he went crazy because I was killed. And he found my dead body, and that made him nuts. And he sent a psychic nut wave throughout the rest of the Guardians, and they all went kind of crazy too. Oh, did I mention that I'm the guardian of the Pillar of Balance? That should have been my clue right then and there. Something is afoot. But you find out as you start playing the games that the Elder God basically is responsible for a war between the two dominant species on the fucking planet in Nosgoth. But on the planet, like, they're like, well, we live here, but the Hilden didn't believe in the Elder God, and the Elder God was heard by the vampires. And they were like, yes, I am the Elder God, and I rule these lands, and I need you guys to, when you die, you return to the Wheel of Fate. So you make sure that everyone does this, and everyone can do this. And if they can't, then we'll figure that out. And the Hilden were like, fuck that shit. Who are you talking to? Who said this? No, we believe in free love and peace. And when we die, we don't go to no wheel. We go here. We do that. Whatever their followings and teachings and practices were, it doesn't matter, because they weren't cool kids and they didn't believe in the Wheel of Fate. So therefore, enemy. And they waged a fucking... Basically, the whole planet was at war. Like, the two dominant species on the planet. That's like like King Kong and Godzilla going at it. But, like, imagine a bunch of them. And then there's you. You're here somewhere amongst the rubble that they leave behind. Then the vampires win, because the Elder God commanded them, basically told them, hey, we could just kick them out of this world. Did you know that? Did you know that you could kick people out of your whole world, your realm of existence, your reality? Oh, yeah, a god would know that. Yeah, he must be a god. Yeah, he knows how to do that. Yeah, he's a god. Yeah. So, yeah, tell us. So, because we're tired of fighting. And they construct the pillars. And the pillars are basically a lock. They cast their spell, and all the Hilden are taken away from the world. But before they're all gone, the Hilden curse the vampires with immortality and sterility. Like, basically, well, if we can't live here, neither can you for very long. Trust us. You won't have anything to live for, but because you cannot reproduce and you can't die. So, bye. And then they're gone. And you're like, holy shit. Wait, what? What did I just realize? What did I just figure out in this game? Oh my God, what? And as you play them, you realize, oh shit. The Elder God is nothing more than a parasite. So probably just an outer god of these realms who took over everything and wormed its tentacles through the whole of the lands. Sounding familiar? Worming its way through the lands? Kind of sounds like Deathroot, doesn't it? That Godwin merman looks very, very, very... It's giving me the Elder God vibes. I'm not going to tell you what the Elder Gods look like. If you want to know, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because it's a big reveal in the game series, you go check it out. But by the 5th game, everything is just coming full circle. Everything, all the time travel back and forth, because by then you're playing between 2 different characters, and you're both trying to accomplish your goal to figure out what's going on. And they leave the last game kind of open-ended weird, because you're actually in the same timeline. You're in the same time as the first game, when the first game takes place, because there is time travel. But when one character does something in one realm, the other character can take advantage of that in the past or the present, right? So like you do something in the past, it's now down and unlocked, available in the present for someone else. You go to the spectral realm, the spirit realm, basically, and move things, and everything warps and changes so that you can access different areas and stuff like that. And then you have to find a vessel or something to get back into. Like Raziel, the other character, has to find a dead body to jump into. Shit like that. It's wild. But yeah, the Legacy of Kain series is by far, oh my god, it's so good. And again, with the whole Elder God and stuff like that, no spoilers there, but the realization of all of this coming to fruition, and then you're at the end and you realize, you thought, when I fucking beat the game and I didn't realize that I wasn't done. I thought I beat it. I was like, oh shit, we want, nope, there's one more thing we gotta do. And you do that and you're like, oh shit. And you're basically where you are, but you're in the end of the first game. So the whole game is like Finnegan's Wake. It's a full 360. And the cycle's broken and eyes unclouded. And now everybody, the main people know what the fuck is going on. Ariel gets to finally go to wherever fucking Guardians of the Pillar of Balance go when they die. Maybe the Wheel of Fate? I don't know. I think she's freed at that point. They're So at the end of the game, you're at this. You are literally moments within the moment of when the first game ends. And everything changes and you're standing there aware of your younger self changing things and making a pivotal choice that changes the whole entire world. And you're like, all right, well, you know what I haven't had in a long time, but I have right now? Hope. And that's how they end it. And I was like, motherfucker. I need more. But it was fine. Cook. All right, here we go. What do you mean? Not just because of Raziel's jawless bod? Oh my god, Raziel. The other guy speaks again in defiance. No, right. He only says one thing in the very first game. But in part 2 and all the other games after that, he has a lot of speaking lines. But it's so funny that Tony J has like one line in the first game. It's so funny. Thank you for rejoining us, Cook. All right, I'm packing the safety with a little bit of safety I have left. But and thank you again for popping in. But there are so many people out there who are as passionate about this game as I have been about the Legacy of Kain series. And I love that. I love that someone is so passionate that they're going to create this thing and put the time and effort to learn how to do it. Like, I was so passionate to speak my mind, and I'm going to have to do, now that I've done an Elden Ring one, I this is my rough rodeo right here. Now I can play, I can do a podcast of the Legacy of Kain series and just go, honestly, I know more about that game than this game, but with Elden Ring, there's so much that's left unsaid, whereas in Legacy of Kain, there's only a few things that I have questions of. Like Malchiah. No, not Malchiah. Oh my god, Cook. What is his name? Malik. It took me a minute. Malik is one of the most misunderstood but kind of easy to get the idea of, like, what his deal is. Because in like I said, Legacy of Kain, Malik is accused of, like being too much into his vanity, his status, that he was distracted, and that's why an assassination attempt occurred. So because of his failure to protect the rest of the circle members, he is bonded to his armor. So they got a shot of him being chained up and naked, and the necromancer, Mortanius, removes his soul from his body and places it in his armor. So he will never let vanity stand in the way of what he's supposed to do. And I was like, whoa, that is horrible. But yeah, a wild series. I'll definitely get into it later, especially the whole fact of like Cain and Ariel. Oh my god, that whole thing is just so fucked up, and Raziel's storyline is so fucked up. It's just wild. It's really wild, and but it's beautiful. The storytelling, the way you discover things, and how you have to discover things is so well done. It's so beautiful. And again, the only things that you can kind of miss in these games, because you kind of have to go from A to Z, are like collectibles. But all the lore, everything is there for you, and you're going to pass and interact with every time. And in Elden Ring, you don't have that. Like, you have a sign that says, look, there's a glowy here, hello. Now, is that an NPC? Is that a, like, Vare? Is that a person, a real player? Is that the developers leaving you, those little messages that say, hey, there's a merchant here, or hey, there's this thing here, or hey, there's that thing here? I don't know. You don't know until you fucking hit it. And that, I do like that. I don't knock it. It's just, it's very different from Legacy of Kain. Legacy of Kain is structured in you discovering all the moving pieces. Again, there's certain little things that are like, I wonder how that came about. There's a few things that I'm like, I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Why is that there? But all in all, it's happy mysteries. Everything else is kind of boom, boom, A to Z. Elden Ring is mathematical equations. You got cues. You got it. You go from numbers to letters to symbols. You got a change in Y times a change in X to the second. Like, that's a lot of shit that's going on right there. And you're like, how do I even interpret this? What am I supposed to do about it? I'm flunking this class. That's what's gonna happen. We are not gonna graduate. Or we'll graduate, but not with this class. We're not gonna make it this semester. I should add drop now, please.